The illegal poisoning of wild animals is a serious and sadly widespread practice in Europe. Often employed by farmers and gamekeepers for predator control, this poses a serious threat to biodiversity and conservation efforts by killing rare and protected species such as eagles, vultures, wolves and lynx. And the numbers speak for themselves. In Spain, over 8,000 cases have been reported in the past 20 years, but this is thought to be just the tip of the iceberg. According to SEO Birdlife Spain, the estimates are more in the region of 80,000 cases.
One of the main problems of wildlife poisoning is the high level of impunity. For example, we have been talking on 18,000 cases of poison. These 18,000 cases of poison are 18,000 crimes, wildlife crimes. In the last 20 years, we only have around 70 convictions on poisoning cases. So we have less than 1% of convictions.
This is why the EU Life Veneno project was set up by SEO. By involving a broad network, the project coordinated a great effort across regions and sectors. And the results are evident. The number of convictions has increased, with some of the highest fines to have ever been sanctioned for wildlife poisoning, as well as an increase in citizen participation and support from the community.
Investigate a case of poison is really difficult because it occurs in the countryside, in the loneliness of the countryside, because there is no one there. It takes a lot of time for the policemen just to investigate these kind of crimes. So for that reason, legal actions and improve the investigation work of policemen is really important. And we also draft 4 protocols for environmental officers, lawyers and rescue centers to have very clear rules to tackle the evidence from the countryside, to analyze them and then to get the legal actions in cases of poison bait.
The project also played a key role in the establishment of a specially trained poison investigation unit in the region of Castilla-La Mancha. This police force was trained to rigorously follow protocols for best practice in collecting evidence and investigating the illegal use of poison, crucial in building the strongest possible legal cases.
El proyecto Veneno, con la colaboración de SEO y de la Junta de Comunidades de Castilla-La Mancha, formó a unos pocos agentes y a su vez nos preparó material necesario para todos los trabajos que hacemos de recogida de las muestras, para su analítica y para llevar hasta los juzgados o al fin que tengamos que hacer y quitar a las personas que echan veneno del campo.
Once a potential case of poisoning is collected by the police, it is sent to a specialist wildlife centre. Here, an analysis of the specimen is performed to exclude different causes of death, such as electrocution or trauma from collision. A necropsy is then performed, following a protocol specially written to ensure maximum care while handling potentially critical evidence. And samples are extracted to be sent for analysis to a toxicology lab. This, if positive, will be the final evidence needed to prove a case of poisoning.
Como yo tengo la sospecha de que este animal ha sido intoxicado, lo que hago es llamar a la UNIVE, a los agentes medioambientales que han encontrado este animal, para avisarles de que este animal posiblemente está intoxicado porque hemos visto los gránulos de aldicar. Entonces ellos lo que hacen es organizar una batida, ¿vale?, para buscar tanto cebos como otros posibles animales. Bueno, yo creo que todo el punto de vista de toda la gente que trabajamos con el tema de tóxicos y los envenenamientos, el que haya alguien en el campo que haga seguimiento de esos animales, o cuando haya una sospecha o una zona conflictiva, que haya un seguimiento diario controlando que ahí si hay, por ejemplo, aparecen unos cuantos animales muertos y sobre todo también muy importante, el que sean muy eficaces y rápidos cuando hay una sospecha de algo es fundamental. La verdad es que nos llamamos muchísimo y estamos siempre, oye, mira este caso, oye, mira aquí esto no... He encontrado una pluma de pato, buscar un cebo con una pluma de pato de Ana de Real, que yo he encontrado una pluma de pato de Ana de Real, cosas así. El yo con mi trabajo dirigirles a ellos y ellos con su trabajo dirigirme a mí, hace que seamos un equipo. Es lo que hace que esto funcione y que tengamos casos positivos y que podamos encontrar todo lo que hay en el campo y lo que está haciendo la gente, el equipo.
So we have the protocols, we have the evidence, we have identified a perpetrator of the case, so then we bring the case to court. Here there is something that is really important, that you have to raise awareness of the judge and the prosecutors on the importance of that case. What's mean poison 6 imperial eagle? What is the impact in the population of imperial eagle? This is something that these public officials are not aware in many cases. So the role of an NGO as SEO Birdlife, bringing these cases to court and taking part in these cases, ensure that these judges and prosecutors will be aware of the problem. Life Veneno project allowed SEO Birdlife to take part in 24 criminal proceedings. These 24 cases in court have ensured also the implementation of the Aarhus Convention that defend the rights of people. So we are working just to defend the right of NGOs to take part in criminal proceedings, not only in Spain but abroad in the European Union, because we think that is essential in terms of enforcement of law.
But what about the human-wildlife conflict in the countryside? How can you ensure the use of poison becomes a thing of the past? This is why working closely with farmers and hunting estates is crucial, to encourage good practices and decrease tensions. And the shift is already happening. In El Castañar, one of the biggest estates from Castilla-La Mancha, the sight of an imperial eagle or a pair of vultures isn't unusual. And its owner, José María, takes great joy and pride in that.
Bueno, mi posición es la posición de la mayoría de la gente hoy en día, de la gente moderna y que tiene una concienciación hacia la fauna salvaje que tenemos y por supuesto es totalmente en contra. Creo que es una burrada y que gracias a Dios está casi erradicado y casi no existe. Cuando veo un águila imperial, por ejemplo, en mi finca, pues me hace sentir muy orgulloso y muy contento porque creo que estamos dando un valor añadido a nuestro entorno muy importante como es la vida silvestre, que es importantísima y cada vez tiene más relevancia y más importancia y nos aporta mucha riqueza.
La opinión pública aquí en Castilla-La Mancha está muy a favor de nuestro trabajo porque se está esclareciendo casos, porque antes generalizábamos, son todos los cazadores, son todos los ganaderos, ahora son 4 personas concretas o en 4 zonas concretas donde está ocurriendo y lo que hace falta es llegar a localizar a las personas que son los causantes de este veneno y que ponen en contra de ellos a toda la sociedad.
The project had also made a huge effort just to transfer the result of the projects abroad of Spain. I mean, we have been involved in for example, in the working group of the CMS for the prevention of poisoning, just to present the protocols, the action plan, the result of bringing the cases to court, the importance of NGOs taking part in this kind of process. So we have also shared the results and transferred the results in other international fora as the Berne Convention, and we have been working with colleagues from the UK, from Italy, from Hungary, just to share our experience in implementing the projects.
This study highlights the value of coordinated efforts from judges and police forces through to gamekeepers and NGOs. Rigorous legal protocols in combination with effective engagement and participation in the process has helped turn the tables on those that previously acted with impunity. and with each successful prosecution, we help safeguard the future of our iconic shared natural heritage.